Hey guys.
What's happening? How y'all feel out there?
You guys, we just want to say a big thank you for you guys who are tuning in live with us now, and for those who come and watch it later. Thank you guys for showing up.
We appreciate you guys taking the time out your schedule to spend some of that time with us. So
Yes.
Thanks again, my friends. Let's give everybody a little time to get here. Let me send a big old shout out to Michigan. What's up, my Michiganders? Much love, fam. Kentucky, what up, son? Atlanta, what up, son?
Yeah, shout out to my home place, Florida. Shout out to my parents in Ohio and anyone else who's in those places tuning in. If you're not, let us know where you're coming from.
That's what's up. Let's do a shout out to Mexico. Shout out to all my
yes.
expats out here representing. Yo, con leche. I see y'all out here. What up? Let me see. Shout out to Merida, Mexico City. We miss you guys. Coming soon, right? Oaxaca. Woo! You gorgeous, baby.
You guys, as you guys are pouring in, you saw what this video is about. It's a topic that not too many people talk about, but it's a real one. Okay. It's like the other side of travel, you know, things that you experience. And even if you are working remotely with your spouse at home in the same space. So lots of things we're going to get into today and pretty much share our story, our challenges,
and bits of our story, right? But most of the challenges. We know that it can get really, really frustrating, and we don't really talk about that side of it. That's not part of living in Mexico, right? But it is part of living on the road. So we thought we'd share kind of our obstacles, and maybe you guys can glean something from it. Or better still, maybe y'all can help us out. All of our experienced lovers and our experienced marital individuals out there, right?
And you guys, as we go through our topic today, a lot of people are coming in. I saw Las Vegas, Puerto Vallarta, New York, Oregon. You guys, thank
Cali
you for
representing.
showing up. You guys, we're going to get into our topic, and you know, periodically we're going to ask for your input, and you know, let us know like what your tips are, what your ideas are, what your experiences have been. And at the end of the video, we're going to try to go through all the questions. All right.
So let's take it from the beginning, man.
All right.
We met many moons ago in a little city called NOLA, New Orleans. And from that point, we kicked off a long distance relationship. Long story short. I lived in Michigan, and my sweetheart lived in
Florida.
Right. So we would get together periodically throughout the year and take some awesome trips. So that was always good. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and those were the times where we met up. Like our relationship was long distance, and so we traveled a lot together whenever the PTO allowed for us to take time off from work. But if you have ever traveled with someone other than yourself, okay, you know that situations can get pretty hairy.
Now we are pretty much a new couple, and we get together throughout the year to travel. You know, you doing that whole cardio session before you see your baby. You know what I'm saying? Getting everything pumped up to look good. And after about our third trip, we started hitting some bumps in the road.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of pet peeves. You guys know me. I'm kind of free rolling. You know what I'm saying? But I do have one major one, and that is my time. I feel as if I'm dying, and I try to like enjoy every moment that I can, and I don't like to wait.
Yeah, so this was our kind of like our first real, like little obstacle, I would say.
It was really real.
I mean, it was big at the time because we were trying to figure out our dynamic and what it was like to travel with each other. But I suffered with time. Like
somebody wants to know our zodiac signs.
I'm an Aries.
And I'm a Leo. And I like whatever you think about a Leo, that's why I'm like early. That's my rising, my setting, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a triple Leo.
So time-wise, like I am the type of traveler that wants to fill in all the time that we have. Like I want to do the most, see the most, be a part of the action, and I will like put our itinerary. I will fill our itinerary up to the brim
from the moment we land to the moment we get back on the plane. And that ain't me. That's not the life I live. I like to kind of absorb. I like to party, like to go to places and do things, but I want to like thoroughly enjoy an event or a situation. You know what I'm saying? I like to people watch. I like to lounge. If I go to a beach, I like to lay out on the beach and chill. And that's me. So we had kind of conflicting styles. To remedy that, we actually thought that our relationship was more important than the little arguments that we were having. So we kind of assigned some jobs.
Right. Because, you know, time isn't my thing. So Rondell
Real talk.
became the time manager of the relationship. And I fell in line because I knew that it just wasn't my strong suit. And, you know, I just went with the flow. You know, that wasn't my strong suit. So he led the time and I submitted myself to that.
I had to admit that my strong point was not navigation because we ended up lost a lot.
Which affected the available time for things I wanted to do.
Cha-ching. So my baby is a navigator. She's a navigator in our relationship. You know what I'm saying? My ego had to take a back seat. She is a better navigator than I am when it comes to reading the maps and all that. So I roll with it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I roll with it so deep. Like half the time, when it's time for me to go out on my own and do stuff to get around the city, I'm like, oh, babe, what part of the city was that on? Whatever. I don't pay any attention to it now. But that's neither here nor there. We had a long distance relationship. And then we had a very short getting to know each other period before we was all in.
I mean, you guys, we went from having a long distance relationship to getting married and merging our lives immediately. We lived in different states, you guys. I'm from Florida. He's from Michigan. So we got married in the DR. Like we had like a 3-day kind of celebration. We went on honeymoon for a month. And immediately from that honeymoon,
bam, we together full time every day, in your face, in my face. We just together.
In Michigan.
She landed in Michigan in winter.
It
wasn't that bad. Look, my baby came in like from our honeymoon. We came through the door. She had chocolates, a card, big plush pajamas, big thick house shoes, blankets, 2 space heaters, and a big old house.
It was very, very thoughtful, and I loved that. You know, you did that because I am a fish out of water. You plucked me from the place of the sun, dropped me into a cold place, and it was just hard for me to adjust there.
Somebody wants to know if you'll travel alone. We're gonna talk about that later on, in fact, actually. But so we get to Michigan and we're fresh off a honeymoon. I'm thinking it's really hot. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna melt all the snow around our house. But my house got a chill on it, y'all. Golly.
I just didn't, I struggled. I struggled being in Michigan in the winter, and it took a little toll. Like I couldn't really hide it. I'm just very uncomfortable in cold. And it was like, no matter how many heaters were on, I was still freezing. It didn't matter how many layers I wore. It was just unpleasant for me.
I was catching shots, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand. So the good part was we were both adults and we had our own individual lives. I had my car, you had your car, we had our gym membership, I had a full-time job, you know what I'm saying, doing my little thing. You started working VIP Kid, you were doing your thing. So we had our space, but our household wasn't exactly singing in harmony.
No, because along with me trying to transition to being first in a cold climate, I also
Hold on. Who don't like the cold, man? I mean, who is this? Katie Easer? Seasonal depression. I hear you, but Michigan is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. 4 seasons, the snow. I like the snow.
You know what? And real quick to Katie, you want to give a shout out to Katie who created this beautiful masterpiece that we have behind us, guys.
Our first piece of fan art, y'all. Yes. That's what's up.
She is such a talented artist.
Came right on time, too.
If you see her in the comments, go to her
Shout
website.
Her out,
check out her work. Katie, KAYTEE, ESSER.com.
That's what's up.
Thank you, Katie. I'm so glad we got this in time.
So we found out real quick that we needed to give each other space. Shout out, sister. Doing
Sister
stuff.
Sherry doing stuff.
Appreciate you helping us to do stuff.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
So we kick it along in Michigan.
What's real quick. Curious if April would travel without being in a relationship. Quick caveat. Yes. Yeah. I traveled before I met Rondell. And that's something that I just have always been passionate about.
Yeah, that's so previous to getting a relationship, it's funny, before I met her, I was just blasting out on Twitter like, look, does anybody have does any sexy woman have a passport? Because if you ain't got a passport, I can't get with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to Paris and I need a partner. Yeah, that's interesting. I also want to send a shout out here to all these single people out here traveling. You know what I'm saying?
Solo travelers, man.
That's what's up, man. Applause to you. You know what I'm saying? you got that wanderlust and you're doing something about it. And I'm hoping that you are able to find the love of your life while you're doing the thing that you love. So back to the story, yo. We're in Michigan. We find out that we need to have space apart to develop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My woman needed space. We had multiple bathrooms in the house. She was complaining about some toothpaste in the sink that I could not find.
Look, you guys, if you've ever had a roommate, you've had to move in with
now
someone.
I'm the roommate.
I'm just saying, a roommate, you move in with someone, you have a spouse and you're merging your lives and your homes together. You know, it's a transition and it takes a period of time to adjust.
It's interesting because I didn't feel that transition. I didn't feel like it was a big deal.
Maybe because it was your space, right? Like
so.
I left my job, my family and friends, my work family, all of that, and moved up to Michigan. I knew no one but you, right? And I moved into I moved into your place, and I was trying to figure out how to make it our place. So that took some time too.
She was dropping some subtle bombs on me that I didn't pick up, but we remedied it really easy because we had a big place. So, okay, yep, you can have this bathroom. I'll take this bathroom. Instead of leaving my clothes I still have my clothes on the floor. Yeah. I'll move from this closet to the other closet. It was all remedied because we had space. Fast forward, 10 months later, and we have the bright idea to leave the country.
I mean, that was just another kind of layer to add on top of all the newness that we were experiencing, this journey of coming together, figuring out what marriage is like for us, what partnership is like for us, and then moving abroad together. And
we didn't just move abroad, man. We went to a completely foreign environment. And we went to central China where life is just different than anything you could possibly know.
Yeah. We didn't want the tourist cities. We wanted authentic
Beijing, China. Shanghai, hell no. Put me in the middle of China, central China. Well, we got there and regretted it immediately.
Yes, but we had this shared experience, no matter how unpleasant parts of it were, but it was something that kind of added to the bond that we had because we had to depend on each other. Like we were coming into a different culture, experiencing this culture. People from this culture are experiencing us for the first time.
Real though.
Makes for lots of interesting stories. But at least, we were there for work. We were teaching at a university, and we, for the most part, we had
culture shock
different
galore.
Schedules, right?
We had different schedules though. So she still had her life. I still had my life. We are not two codependent individuals. She go to work in the morning. I leave a couple of hours after her. So it really kind of worked out. After work, we kind of decompressed and talked to each other about how crazy China is. Needless to say, 8 months later, we got the hell out of Dodge. We did not renew our contract, but with the caveat, China was lucrative for us because we had a bunch of side hustles. We got much bank while we lived in China. You know what I'm saying? That was a good thing. But then what?
But then we decided to head over to the nearest economy that we thought we would do well in, and that was Thailand.
Thailand, baby. Thailand is where this story pretty much begins, you guys. We had a 2,000 square foot crib in Michigan. We had about 1,000 square foot crib in China. It was grimy, but it was big, right? And then we moved to Thailand and had the bright idea. What up? Shout out, con leche, and living on our terms. Gracias, muchas gracias.
Thank you guys. You guys don't know how much these the support from you guys really, really helps us.
Yeah, man.
So we really appreciate the time that you took. For the people who are here watching us and for the people who are supporting us in this way, thank you.
Much love and much appreciation. That really is from the bottom of our hearts.
Right. And Cafe Con Leche, they're an amazing duo out in Merida, but also traveling around Mexico. Check out their YouTube channel.
Yeah, please and thank you. We had this bright idea to move into an itty bitty box in Thailand because it was only $340. And it was actually 28 square meters, which is about 286, something like that square feet. It was a box. And we really got to know each other for real.
I mean, it was also the first time that, we didn't travel for jobs because, on the slide the whole time we had been working remotely with VIP Kid.
Yep.
So now we're in a box of a space, working together, living together, and we're full-time traveling together. And this is life now. We really didn't have any alone time.
Appreciate you.
Tila, you're the best. Always out here supporting us. Thank you. But yeah, like that was the beginning of us living this life where we were full-time together, no separate schedules, really no separate space.
And we decided we needed to start some businesses. This is where Nomadic Wonder, we thought of the name and all that kind of stuff previously, but this is where Nomadic Wonder began to take off. We started to have business meetings. We started to have venture out into different things. And this is where I started to learn about my sweetheart's work ethic.
And I started to realize the dynamic that we played together when we were trying to work creatively together.
Y'all, you don't know frustration. So I've been a boss most of my adult life. So, if I say do something, people did it. And in a relationship, damn, it just don't work like that.
It don't work like that. What you gonna do, fire me?
We came to consensuses about different things and items and topics. And man, I just didn't see the follow through. You know what I'm saying? I didn't appreciate the perspective that my wife was taking. I would have, who I am is an idea person. That's what I do. I wake up early in the morning. I get myself going, and I start thinking of different ways that we can do the things that we want to do. And then I would just come, and by the time she wakes up, I'm just vomiting words all over. No, we can do this, we can do this.
Like everything comes out of his brain. This is after a pot of coffee and 3 hours of being awake, ruminating with his thoughts. I'm just getting up, and he wants to come at me full steam, because this is when like he really comes live, and I am not there yet.
And getting and understand that actually, I told you guys I was a Leo, fire sign or whatever. That doused my fire. When I come with what I think are really legitimate, hardcore, great ideas, and I don't get that buy-in from my mate, I don't need, I'm not a codependent. You know what I'm saying? I've been most of my life alone, making things happen. But inside of my relationship, I thought that I was going to get this. All right, baby. Yeah, we could do this. Oh, Bonnie and Clyde, baby. For life. It worked out like that at first, yo. My baby would just be looking at me like with glazed over eyes.
Right. I'm throwing water on his fire. But at the same time, I'm getting really overwhelmed that this is the first thing that is coming to me in the morning, and I haven't completely woken up.
Contrasting styles, y'all. Contrasting styles. So long story short, over time, I learned to jot the ideas down.
You guys, there are 3 notebooks that he has on this table.
I learned to jot the ideas down and to communicate with her when she's receptive. But it took me a long time to figure that out. In fact, is when we went all the way through Thailand with me being frustrated. We had business meetings about the website, business meetings about starting these different classes. And I would not see her move on nothing.
Yeah, he would talk a lot, and I'd be like, okay.
But what's the deal, though? Like,
that's
YouTube.
Interesting.
Tell me about YouTube.
All right. So Rondell has this idea to do YouTube, and something that he learned about me, and that I really learned more about myself, is that he just processes much quicker than I do and warms up to ideas much quicker than I do. I will take forever to analyze and process any ideas that come to me. So he brings an idea, but I don't give him an immediate reaction or the feedback he's looking for, because I'm going through several different thoughts of, okay, how does this idea work? How does it tie in with our niche? Does our audience, is this something that they're asking for? Would they watch this? Is this?
She goes through a whole checklist, and this. Like when we travel, it's worthwhile because before we go to a place, she checks everything out. You know what I'm saying? By the time we land, we know everything there is to do. We know what groups we want to connect to. We know where we want to go. All that good stuff. But in regards to making business decisions, woo, Jack,
we have completely different styles. And what's interesting is when you're in each other's face all day, you have to learn how to work with each other.
And it's been a process, y'all. YouTube was supposed to be started maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Like we recorded all types of videos in Thailand, but I think we only released.
That's why y'all see that bonus footage. My sweetheart is an introvert. She's not shy, but she does not like to share. I'm an introvert too, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I have a very lively internal life, but I let it all hang out. It's no big deal.
And for me, I wasn't sure like I love the idea of YouTube.
She loves details, Stephanie. She loves details.
But
lives in the details.
I didn't know how much of my life I wanted to share. I didn't know if I was ready to put it out there. Like I'm fine, like recording, like my ideal videos are just showing you about a place and telling you about it and just leaving everything out about myself because I wasn't sure and I wasn't really comfortable with that idea yet.
But then she warmed up to the camera, and that's how we are who we are today. We decided we wanted to get the drop shipping when we were in Colombia, and I wanted to do some different travel pieces to see if they would catch on. We did some travel mugs, different t-shirts, and this is where I really found out about my wife's genius. We come up with the idea to do this, but I don't see any movement. So I decided I'm gonna start creating a design, in our bedroom in front of her, right, to get her buy-in. And she kind of bought in. Yeah. So we agreed to work on this. What was it? 3 hours a day.
Yeah, we wanted to create like a certain number of products.
By the end of the week, we'll have X amount of number, all good. But I did not see her working at all. And I do my whole, baby, we agreed to do X, Y, Z and LMNOP. Still nothing, y'all. So there's nothing I can do because in a relationship, everyone has an ego. And that's when I first found out that my wife has a tremendous ego. Like for real, like equal to mine, and I got a pretty big ego.
But that's a key point that we'll get to. We'll talk more about. Right. But one of the things was knowing that both egos couldn't survive coexist. Like this, right?
So I moved downstairs. I moved my office downstairs, and I started creating. And my wife came up with two of the best designs, our highest selling T-shirts. We made about 5,000 off of those shirts over the last 3 years, which is a big deal.
But the realization is that I
left her alone.
Exactly.
When I stopped nudging her, like, baby, sweetheart, you know what we're trying to do? Hey, we can't really live on the road if we're not making money, honey. Yada, 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 yada. When I left her alone, she got into her zone and created. I used to get on her about looking at Facebook. My philosophy is what I used to tell my little employees. If you're looking out, you're not looking within to create. You're not doing anything. And she actually gets inspiration from looking out. I used to get on her about the Facebook, Instagram, all that. Like, hey, as long as you're looking at that, we're not making progress on these other fronts. I learned my lesson, and I sat back, and that's when our business relationship began to grow.
Exactly. Like knowing that we needed that time alone, knowing that for me, that time alone meant that.
Let's get some questions. What is the favorite country that you have been to so far?
That you have lived in.
That I've lived in. Okay, so that's a big caveat. Lived in so far. So that's a tricky situation. So if I don't say Mexico, my bros down here gonna come from my head, yo. I'm going to tell you that there are many great countries out here, and we've enjoyed living in every place that we've lived, we've loved.
Right. And we've only lived in 4 places. We visited lots, but we've lived in 4 places. And for me, I might say it's a tie. I know that's unfair, right?
Between who?
Mexico and Thailand.
I love the people of Mexico, and I love the terrain of Mexico.
Yeah.
And I love that whole vibe all night, every day, all day in Thailand. You know what I'm saying? I have to say the same.
I think what made Thailand one of my favorite places is the community of people that we met there. They were so cool. And plus, in Chiang Mai specifically, we felt really, really safe, really, really comfortable. And it didn't matter like what time of night you were out. It was just a cool place to be. And we loved the time there, but the visa situation wasn't working for us for too long. Real. So after about 6 or 8 months, we bounced.
Let's get 2 more before we get back to the story. Tila, yes, we're going to Africa, and we're going for a long time when we go.
Well, one, because it's expensive to get
Africa,
there. So.
Everybody think Africa just roll over there and do it. Africa expensive. The developed countries in Africa, not expensive, but around $1,500 per month, which is kind of what we're paying now. Now we just lost the income. The next place we go is going to be 1,100 or under for
what places do you want to visit living. In Africa?
Tanzania, Dakar. Where do you want to go?
Darfur. Yeah. South Africa, Tanzania, Tanzania as well. Kind of visit Ghana.
Oh yeah, Ghana. I mean, there's
then the northern
the list
Africa
is ridiculous.
as well.
The list is ridiculous. I want to hit up Rwanda too. You know what I'm saying? I want to see everything that the media tries to tell us not to go see, I want to go put my eyes on it. Just like they used to tell us not to come to Mexico, and Mexico was live. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the Western media, that have media in the U.S. that have you thinking that you're gonna die if you come over here. You know what I mean? And that's ridiculous. All right, back to the story. Where we at? Where we about that?
I don't even remember.
That's all right. So now we are in Colombia. I learned that my wife needs her space to create.
That's right. That's right. So not only having that alone time to create, but having that alone time to be able to pour into yourself and continue to cultivate yourself as a person. Because like, you know, what can happen in marriage is that you can get lost. You can lose yourself when you try to lose. How can I say it? You get
can
married.
Lose yourself in the other person.
That's true. Okay, yeah. You can lose yourself in the other person. And for me, you know, I left the things that I knew, and like this was my lifeline, my new life, and we were creating that together. And then take us out of the country that is our home, and we have these experiences that kind of isolate us. You do want to heavily depend on your partner.
So here's my nugget. You want to heavily depend on your partner, but it's important that you learn who your partner is and learn who you are and what you are.
Yeah.
We had to carve out our own spaces. April loves to go to me, seedy coffee shops. You know what I mean? Mosquito-ridden, dark, damp coffee shops. I know. So we find safe places where she can go do those things on her own. I'll hit the gym on my own. I think it's important for us to have our own spaces, period. Even when we are creating videos, for the part that April works on, she crawls into this itty bitty space on the bed. Well, big bed.
Look,
but, you know.
Rondell likes to have a table where he can lay out everything that he needs. His 3 notebooks, his laptop, and he just needs the space. For me, I am fine with a laptop on the sofa or on the bed. That's just how I work.
And I have to respect that from her. It's like, it doesn't look like you're working. What are you doing? XYZ, are you over there playing on Facebook or whatever? Can't worry about any of that. You know what? Because when she shows up, and her what she contributes is gold. Period.
Yeah. So basically, you guys, learning to work together has been a really, really big hurdle. And that was realizing that we even attack content ideas differently, how we want to shoot videos differently, how that message comes across, like everything. We have different artistic styles, and we've had to learn to marry those ideas.
By the time a video comes across to you, please believe that we have discussed this video, and more than I wanted to discuss it. You know what I'm saying? By the time I have an idea, I want to grab the camera, shoot, and be done. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we'll get better and finesse it the more we do it. But no, April has to get the idea, process the idea, and then we'll go into delivery.
I'll have lots of like logistical questions. All right, how are we going to do this? But how does that make sense? And how can we script this out? Let's do this. So I just go through a lot more in my process.
And that's all good. I respect your process. And after realizing, because I didn't think she had an ego, when I realized that me pushing her, that ego inside of her was just bucking back like, what? Nope, what you want? When I recognized that her ego was preventing us from moving forward, I had to pull back because what's a good way to put it? This is my wife. This is a woman that I love. I do not want to break her. You know what I'm saying? It's not about breaking my wife's ego or breaking her persona of herself. So I had to sit back and relax to see, you know, is she going to come around to what we need? Right.
So he recognizes ego. I recognize in myself the ego that I have, and pretty much that needs to die if we want to be successful living together, creating a loving marriage and partnership, working together, traveling together. Like, we were going to have to figure out how we can do this successfully and take the egos out of the equation.
And we needed 2 whole people, not somebody that's broken, giving in to the will of another. I never wanted to be in a relationship with somebody who would cower at a conversation or who would not challenge me. And that's what I see when I see my wife, somebody who will challenge me, and someone who will push me to my edges, which causes us to have better ideas, better content, and takes us to that next level.
Iron sharpens iron, guys.
That's what's up? I guess that's the moral of the story, y'all. So what?
how do we wrap this up? Like
Actually, I want to find out where the couple's at. Where the couple's at? We got any questions out there? I'm just curious. Let's play.
If you've traveled with someone or challenges living with someone, how do you overcome that? What tips can you give people about your experience?
Let's get some of these questions. Iron shoppers, iron, no doubt, no doubt. It's all about working together. Yes, it is. Understanding the other's needs. And that was, I think that's the difference between, I think, a good marriage and a bad marriage is acknowledging that I'm not getting what I need, right? Obviously, this person married me for some kind of reason, right? She cares about me. Why am I not getting what I need? Like when we were still in the States, like, it got cold in my household, y'all. We coming off our honeymoon. I'm like, yeah, baby, let's keep it rolling. Now we in the house. Let's tear this house up everywhere. And it didn't happen. And I couldn't, for the life of me, understand why. She talking to me about some toothpaste in the sink or some clothes on the floor or an open cabinet. You know what I'm saying?
He opens cabinets and doesn't close them. So there are like 5 cabinets open in the kitchen. But that was one of those things where ego had to die. And I'm like, if I want to, this was like within our first few months of marriage, if I want to not be a nagging wife and want to contribute to a positive home atmosphere, April, pick up the clothes if they bother you. They don't bother him, but if they bother me, pick them up. It doesn't hurt me to do that. It doesn't hurt me to close the cabinets if they bother me.
Well, I don't know if y'all recognize or not, but like I don't pick up on subtle. I think I'm a highly emotionally intelligent person, but I do not pick up on hints, or I think I do, but I ignore like passive aggressive behavior. But I was catching some bobs, boy. Oh, so you just left the cabinets open today, huh? Oh, I guess these pants belong here.
No. I mean, I would look at the cabinet and I'd be like, babe, is there something else you needed from this cabinet? Just to be like,
just catching shots, man.
There's a reason he left it open.
That was hilarious.
Hey, are these clothes clean or dirty?
That was hilarious, man.
But even like when we talked about communicating with each other, Rondell like spitting ideas out at me when I'm not fully awake yet. Like we learned how to work with each other.
This is the best idea ever, you guys. So we have a meeting scheduled Monday through Friday. We actually meet with each other like a business at between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. We sit down, we have our priorities, and we go over what our priorities are for the day, what our long-term goals, short-term goals are, and plot them out.
Right. But then sometimes he will come to me and say, hey, I have some ideas I want to share with you. Are you in a place where you can listen? Which I really appreciate, because I don't have to like try to get ready or get in mode. If I'm not ready, I'll tell him, hey, I need a few minutes.
And that's also when I get the feedback that I need. Like, oh, baby, that's a good idea. Oh, build me up, baby. Up. Oh, honey, we're gonna be able to do that. Oh, yeah, you think so? Right? That's when it comes together, man. That's when it comes together.
Oh, let's see. 17 years of happy marriage. Rule 1, divorce is not an option. We must work it out. Yep. Rule 2, our home is our sanctuary. It must be a refuge of peace for both of us. Angela, that is great.
Hold on, I want to know. So if you're pissed off, you got to leave the house? You upset?
Maybe there's just maybe individual spaces of peace too. Your home is a place you come to, but
I respect that.
Just like people have prayer closets, maybe there's that.
Oh, who was this out here? 2 travelers in Mexico. The key to leaving cabinets open is that it makes it. Come on now, to do the visual inventory. That's what I'm talking about. You know what you got, what you don't have. Come on now. Thanks, bro. I'm assuming, bro.
Okay. Thank you for your feedback on that.
Have you eat anti-parasite chewables every 6 months due to parasites not always being killed in the water? We have a couple of sets in there. We don't do it every 6 months, but we do have those.
Actually, there was
pills.
there is a particular pill. I can't recall the name, but you take it like once every 6 months.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, we did that, and then we usually take probiotics.
When we think about it.
If we know that we're going to a new place, and we just try to get it in our system a few weeks ahead of time.
Like we're heading to Oaxaca, and we're going to do the antibiotics before we get the probiotics before we get there, so we can go hard on whatever we want.
Okay. Alicia says, as my uncle used to say, happy wife, happy life. I heard a different saying, and it was happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah,
right?
Man. Yeah.
And I loved that point of view, because, maybe I'm coming to his space, but what I do affects both of us.
what was lovely for us, and it sounds like a full move to everyone else, is us leaving the country 10 years into our relationship, because it put us in neutral territory. Recognizing that my wife's ego was huge, on par with my own. I'm so glad that we left what was mine, and now we're making what's ours. Like, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. We're not just building we are simply building a life together, brick by brick, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely. Having your own space is key.
Come on now, preach,
yes,
preach,
yes.
preach. If you guys are let's throw some stuff, practical advice out there for couples or anybody that hasn't gotten on the road yet. If you are traveling with someone, get your own thing. My wife's thing is to do coffee shops. Go do coffee shops to your heart's content. My thing, I've really gotten into living behind the lens, and I want to do a bunch of videos that probably nobody wants to watch, but I'm gonna do them. So creative expression is my thing. That's what I'm into now. Get you a hobby. All my old heads, when I got married, the first thing they told me is make sure your wife has her own bathroom and get you a hobby. So got me a hobby, and my wife got her own bathroom.
We have a question from Miss Bailey too.
What's up?
My husband's a handyman, former construction worker in the U.S. He's Mexican, but is struggling to adjust to living in Mexico. Any suggestions for work ideas?
I'm curious as to what the struggle is. Is the struggle the wage that he's being paid? And also, is he bilingual? You know what I mean? Since he lived in the States, I'm thinking that they pay more for the bilingual. And yeah, I'm curious, what is the struggle?
That is an interesting question for sure. Because typically for work ideas, and your husband's Mexican, so this wouldn't apply to him, but if you are coming to Mexico and you're not of this nationality, you need to find work before you get here.
Real talk, preach.
Because you'll need a special, unless you have a job that transfers you to a location in Mexico, you need to have a special work visa to be able to do that. So in regards to work,
our previous landlord, when we lived in Merida, my guy Carlos, he had a right-hand man who he relied on for everything. He was also a construction worker, but he ran other construction workers. If I were your husband, I would look to go into private practice to work for somebody. And if he can bridge that English kind of Espanol gap, there's money to be made. So I would try to find a private businessman to work.
But maybe even like with that, making connections in the expat Facebook groups and saying like what your specialty and expertise is. Someone is probably going to need you, and probably wouldn't mind having your husband on speed dial.
Yeah, we've met 3 different people who have developments going on over here and are actually building houses and trying to rent them out.
Yes. Let's see. We're catching up with the comments and trying to see all
the tips 68 countries and never got a bug. Shout out to Round the World Diva. Golly.
What is your secret?
For real, because we done been hit about 3 or 4 times, man. Shoot, but we eat. You know what I'm saying? If it looks good, I'm going to eat it.
Thailand had us doubling over.
Oh, man, that was wrong. Bangkok, too. Wasn't even in the small cities.
Once in Colombia.
Oh, you're right. I forgot all about that one. The whole city was sick, though. What was that
was
all
weird.
about?
I think that was literally something in the water.
Yeah, man. That was crazy.
How do y'all stay in shape? We ain't
in shape. What you talking about, girl? I'm getting my stuff. I just went running today. And our physical fitness is a priority to us. And I lost that moving to Guadalajara because the food is so good, y'all.
But, we have access to staying in shape. Okay. We would usually get a gym membership if we can, and if it's worth our time, but we also have weights here. We have a curl bar and 2 different sets of dumbbells, resistance bands, floor mats and stuff. So this morning, we had our separate workouts. Rondell went outside and went running. So we try to do what we can, even if it's just at home. You know what helps, honestly? Videos. I looked at our videos from Thailand. I was like, damn, that was 6 inches ago on my waist size. Yo, that's crazy. So us looking at old videos helps us to get our stuff back. Out of many, we are one. I love that name. Says that they are married 40 years and the key is never to go to bed without making up. Life is short. Don't sweat the small stuff. Good advice. Real talk. We live by the same rule, yo. Anybody trying to go to bed upset, and generally we don't sweat the small stuff. Sometimes the little itty bitty things. In the beginning, that stuff. Toothpaste in the sink. I couldn't even see the toothpaste, y'all, she was complaining about. I couldn't even see it. I mean, look, okay, never. I'm not gonna go into it because it's the small stuff, right? But yeah, learning about those little things, like it's not worth making it a big deal over when it's really not. Okay. Have y'all met? This is from Timbo Tim. Have y'all met any other expats who have had success in meeting a mate outside of the USA?
I want to do a whole series on that because we haven't.
We have in Thailand.
Oh yeah. True. Mm-hmm. We have a couple of love stories in Thailand actually. They actually got married over there. In fact.
Yeah.
So,
we had a video about a permaculture farm, and
they found love in the States though. But still,
okay.
I want to do. If we have any Mexicans who are listening to this, tuning in, watching this, get at me. I want to interview you and find out about the dating scene here and how someone approaches a woman, how a woman approaches a man, and how that dynamic works here. Really curious about it.
Miss Bailey gave us a follow-up. She said her husband is fluent in Spanish and English, but the wages are horrible.
Yep.
That's true. The wages are different.
Wretched.
They're not the same as wages you would get in the States. And working on a temporary residency.
Okay. I would look at doing some kind of consult work. I would also try to find different developers to work for here because that bilingual skill set is invaluable here.
That's true.
And that construction skill set is invaluable here.
Right.
If y'all don't know, Mexico builds some quick. Like they throw a building up like boom, pow, ping.
Hey, and if anyone is in Mexico and you have a connection to a construction company,
hey, throw it out here.
Connect with Miss Bailey. Okay, connect with Miss Bailey too, and see if you guys can create something.
If we hear of anything, I'll definitely keep you in mind. We'll talk.
Yes.
All right, baby.
Katie, you walk everywhere in Merida. Yes, I understand. We did too, and that's how we stayed in shape in Merida. Walking everywhere because you sweat it off.
All I had to do was wake up and stand outside, and I was a sweaty mess. So the warm up was really quick and easy in Merida. That's real talk.
Yeah. Yes. Valerie, thank you. We work well together on camera. How do you agree on things like money and places to go? Who's the boss? I'm the money boss. Okay, no, I manage the money. That's something that I don't mind doing, and I enjoy keeping our finances together. I
fantasized about when I was in the States, meeting someone who I could trust, that I could just make my money and give it to and be done. And that's my wife. I had too many damn passwords, too many spreadsheets, and I was meticulous. I was a good bookkeeper. But when we first got married, we both were going over the books every Friday night, and it's like, why are we both doing this? So she's the bookkeeper. She's the dollar. As a matter of fact, man, I tell her she act like a pimp because she don't let her brother keep $1. She don't let me keep nothing. For real. I have 200 pesos in my pocket. We'll be out and she'll know I have. She's like, oh, do you have change? Do you have about 200 pesos? Like, what is this? What is this?
He's
she keep a brother, bro.
He's partially, telling a story, guys. He will give me money after going to the ATM. I don't know if that's preemptively, from me asking you for it, but
you hold the flag.
I usually handle
I'm just saying,
money.
I can't even keep no pocket money. For real. You give your kids pocket money, don't you?
Look, I give you some money. You can go buy yourself a short set.
She went there. Let me tell you guys something though. Like if you look back at our old early Mexico videos, our chemistry wasn't really there. I overtalked my wife a lot because she didn't like to be verbose on camera. Like she didn't like to express herself on camera.
Yeah.
I would coax her out.
Some people killed us in the comments.
And then talk over her. Yeah.
And that's just a part of who I am. I'm more comfortable now in front of the camera, but before, I'm a pretty naturally a quiet person until you get to know me.
And once I get going, it's hard to stop me. And so most of the videos, like I got to get the party started, and then it's like, all right, now I need to pull back, but I don't see that while I'm actually speaking.
Timbo Tim left a comment, which is on a topic that we were just talking about exploring.
Let's go.
Would love a follow-up about the dating scene and tips for us expat singles.
It's coming, brother. It's coming. I'm coming at you. I was supposed to meet with a couple of people yesterday, and they kind of stood me up. But that's all right. I got it.
Clara Gonzalez says you can interview us.
Getting at you.
Hey, or, if you have Facebook or Instagram, reach out to us there in the messages. We would love to talk to you. Okay, let's see. Janice says the expat community may pay more for construction. That's true. That's why I mentioned it. They will definitely pay more, especially for getting the work done.
I know. She told me a short set. She took it there. Oh, Beyonce. Yeah. Okay. All right, B. That's what's up.
Okay, let's see. Around the world diva. I don't know, but I don't drink the water. I eat street food at crowded places. India, Thailand, Mexico, to name a few. Just left Mexico after 3 months, including Oaxaca, Chiapas, Mérida, Mexico City.
Oh yeah, my idol. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing.
Well, something's happening, but you know.
Well, look, we appreciate you guys jumping out here to join us on such short notice. We really, really, really appreciate it. We love coming out here live and talking to you. What's up?
We're gonna do one more last question.
Oh, let's go.
All right. Angela asks, how long did it take you to downsize before you guys left the US? How do you keep from accumulating more? The second question.
Oh.
All right. So we downsized by using apps in the state like
lots of them.
Let Go and Offer Up. And things went quickly. I sold my car
Craigslist
to like someone who lived in the same apartment community. So it was pretty easy.
Gave my car to my son.
Yep.
It was easy to get rid of a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. It really, I think we did it like over the course of 3 or 4 days.
And because like packing wise, like whenever we traveled before getting married, we were team carry on all the way. So we knew how to maximize, the space in our luggage. We'd be traveling for 2 weeks and just have a carry on. Traveling
brings out your little quirks and whatnot. We thought that we were minimalists, but we were not. We've become minimalists. Actually, but we have tendencies. We got tendencies, man. Mm-hmm. All the way up until we got here. And so
just wanted to give a shout out to Luis Flores real quick.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much.
Make it rain, brother. We appreciate it. $1. We appreciate every dollar. Shoot, if it's quarters, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. But we've been downsizing repeatedly as we move from place to place. In fact, everything that we have in this house is going on sale on Monday.
We went a little crazy in Guadalajara.
Lost our mind. This is the most stuff we done had, you guys, but we've been here the longest too. Mm-hmm. So everything is going on sale. If you guys are on in the, what is that?
I mean, if you're
WhatsApp group.
If you're in Guadalajara, you might be in the expat groups there. So we're just going to be like taking pictures and getting rid of everything donating some things as well.
I ain't got emotional attachment to nothing except for the pictures that are behind us are my emotional attachments. Everything else must go. Mm-hmm. And that's just how I live. But we bought all this crap. That's just how I live. I got a shopping problem.
You guys, thank you for joining us
today. Appreciate you.
We really, really appreciate your support in every sort of facet that you give it. And Around the World Diva, thank you for the coffee.
Look, wishing you guys peace, love, and happiness to every last one of y'all. Yeah, I took a soul train, y'all. We really appreciate you. My name is Rondell.
My name is April.
We are Nomadic Wonder, and we must bid you guys a farewell. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace and love, y'all.
Bye, guys.